Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go through my entire TBR. This is going to be a ton of books. I have a buying problem. One of my hobbies is reading books, another one of them is buying books. But I'm supporting authors, so it's fine, okay? It's fine. So we're gonna honestly just get right into it because there's a ton of books. This is gonna be a very long video. So first up, we have Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This is the only book out of this series that I have, actually. I didn't want to buy all four because I might not even like this one, right? And so, yeah, we have Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. Next up, we have Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas. This is a signed copy. I volunteered at her table at a Polycon, and she was great. She gave us a few free books. Me and another girl, her name was Laura, we volunteered, and yeah, she gave us some books, signed them for us. So I'm really excited about this. I love Penelope Douglas. I have a ton of her books, so that'll be a good one. I also have Leave Me Behind by Cam Marnova. I just finished Your Knife, My Heart, which comes out on Tuesday, and oh, yeah, it was so good. So I have never read a military romance before, and I'm really excited to get more into her books. So that's exciting. We also have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. I'm sure this one is also, yeah, Butcher and Blackbird. So I bought the first two because again, I won't buy a whole series or like as many books that as are out unless I know it's gonna be great. And so I know Butcher and Blackbird, people really love that, and so Leather and Lark just seemed like if I have the first one, I should have the second one. I don't know. And so, yep, I got those two. Very on theme, I feel like, with the dark romance of Cam Marnova's. All right, what do we have next? Oh, Harvest of Sighs by Sierra Simone. This is the Lioness trilogy. I'm sorry, not Lioness. This is the Thorn Chapel series. So I have the first three of these actually. Harvest of Sighs, Feast of Sparks, and Lesson in Thorns. So Lesson in Thorns is the first one. And I think Lesson in Thorns is actually also signed. Yeah, sure is. She did a signing at Steamy Lit in Tampa, and she was so nice. So I got this while I was there, and then I picked up the next two just at different trips because I love Sierra Simone. So that's a series I could buy the whole thing and be fine. This next one is a big one. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I'm excited to read this. I'm just really scared. Look at that. So I am gonna read this. The next one comes out, I think this month actually. So I gotta get on it. But I am really excited. I love a good fantasy. Next up, we have Pucking Around by Emily Rath, and then the novella That One Night. I love a hockey romance, and I have not read anything by Emily Rath yet, but I know that her books are really spicy, and so I am really excited to read this. The audio is on Hoopla, so but I did just recently learn that they censor out some of the like sexier scenes. So I don't know, Hoopla. I might need to reevaluate, but I have these two. And next up, we have Vessellus by Courtney L. Wynn. I met her at Romantasy BookCon. So this is another signed copy. Yeah, all I know about this is he's a ghost. It's like she said, like romantic Casper. That's all I've got. So that sold me, obviously. So I have that. Okay, this was actually an arc I got. It's not really an arc. I guess it was I got it before release from the Nerd Fam. They were at Books, Gowns, and Crowns, and so this is one of the two books I got at their table. Yeah, I love a good fantasy, and literally what I said when I walked up to the table, they were like, "All right, so which books are you wanting to get?" I said, "I don't care as long as it's really spicy," and so this is one of the ones they gave me. We'll see if they live up to that. Really spicy. Okay, we have Daydream by Hannah Grace. I have read Icebreaker and Wildfire, and so this is the third one in that series. I just have not gotten to it. I have to be in the mood for a rom-com, like it has to be right after I finish a really intense fantasy or romantasy. So I just haven't gotten into this one yet, but I am excited to read it. Okay, next we have some Sophie Lark. We got Stolen Heir, Savage Lover, and Brutal Prince. I have had these for a very long time. I got them like a year and a half maybe ago. So these have been on the TBR for quite a minute. I'll get to it eventually, hopefully. Okay. One Last Rainy Day by Kate Stewart. This is a continuation or like I don't know, spin-off book of her of like the Flock and the Exodus books, the Ravenhood series. And I loved that series. So this is a story from one of those characters, Dominic. And yeah, I know this is going to make me so sad. And I have to be in the mood to cry. So I'm waiting on this one. Next up, we have House of Salt and Sorrows. Now, this has been on my TBR for so long because it is YA. I'm not, I don't typically read YA. I'm not against it, but I have to feel like I need a clean book. You know what I mean? Like if I just read straight up filth, I'm like, okay, now is the time for a YA. So this is from Erin A. Craig. I got this at Romantasy BookCon last year. I was a volunteer for her table, and so she signed this one for me as well. Did a little doodle too. I know nothing about this book, so I have no idea what the doodle is for, but I am excited to read this. It just has to be the right time, okay? Next up, more Penelope Douglas. This is another book she gave me at a Polycon, Tristix Venom, and it is signed. I think this is one of two that she gave us. And so yeah, I've never disliked a Penelope Douglas book. I've read Credence, Punk 54, 57, Birthday Girl. Yeah, so I love Penelope Douglas. This is gonna be great. Next up, we have A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. So I read the series that is in Hades POV, but I have not read the one that's in Persephone's. So I think this is the one that's in Persephone's. Um, I've already read that series, and it's like, I don't know. I didn't want to get right into reading this series, and then that'd be 6 books of that. So sorry if you guys can hear my dog snoring in the background. It's like she knows when I'm filming and just wants to make all of the noise, but she's very comfy right now. Okay, next we have A Game of Gods. So this is the last book in Hades POV. I read the first 3 actually, so I guess I lied to you on the on A Touch of Darkness. I have not read this one yet, but I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. And at this point, I barely remember what happened in the first 3. So we'll have to do a bit of a reread. Okay, so next we have also Monarch by Sophie Lark. Her books are very short, so honestly, I could get through these really fast. I just haven't. So anyway, I have Monarch. And okay, next we have A Beautiful Wedding. So that means these next 2, yeah. So this is the novella to Beautiful Disaster, Walking Disaster. I think there is a third one. I have not gotten that one, but so I have A Beautiful Wedding, Beautiful Disaster, and Walking Disaster by Jamie McGuire. These have also been on my TBR for a long time. So there's those. Next up, we have The Traitor Queen by Danielle Jensen. I do have the first one, so The Bridge Kingdom. I bought the first 2 because like I said, I don't like buying a whole series unless I know for sure it's gonna be like insane, or it's by an author that I already know and love. And so I have the first two of these. I will get to those pretty soon. I have been wanting to read hers because these I think are signed. Let me see. I don't know if I can open this, my lord. Okay, so these I had a nameplate done. She was at a Polycon, and so I took a lot of nameplates because volunteering, I didn't want to be lugging around a bunch of books. So I had a lot of nameplates for different authors, and so yeah, I put a nameplate in here and in the Trader Queen. All right, and next we have Mate. I'm actually reading Bride right now. I love it a lot so far. I'm only on like page 60, but I know people were freaking out about Mate. So yeah, I'm really excited to read that. I'll probably read that next. So we're working through it. Okay, I also have Oaths and Omissions by Sav R. Miller. I really like reading Sav R. Miller, and Emily McIntyre is another one. I know they're best friends, and their writing style and their books are kind of similar to each other in my opinion. And when I need a good like break from deep fantasy, like I have to use a lot of my brain, I read through these books. So I am excited for that. I also have Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. I have read the first three. I don't know, stopped because I read the first three back to back, and then I was like, all right, I need a break, and then I just never came back. So we have that. Oh, I also have Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey. This was an arc I got at a Polycon. Avon was giving out some arcs, and so this was one of the ones I got, which is really cool. I did not read it. I'm going to, but I feel really bad about that. um, I do usually read my arcs, I swear. This is probably the only one I have not. But that is another one. This has been on my TBR for a very long time, and you can probably guess why. It is The Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Bennett Barrett. I got this while I was visiting Savannah for the first time because I like to buy a book everywhere I go. I do try to buy books that I know I would enjoy, but if I want to learn more about something and there's a book that I could do that with, I will buy it. And so this was that, but because it is not like obviously it's not romantasy, it's not romance. I'm just putting it off. So hopefully I get to that soon. Okay, this one is The Beast of Powder Valley by Christopher Dowdell. This was my history teacher in high school, and he was my favorite teacher. He's where, in his class, me and my husband got really close, and we sat right next to each other. And so yeah, I loved his class. He was the best teacher. Great memories in that class, and so I had to support. And so I bought his book. I have not actually read it yet, um, but support. Okay, and I have Realm of Thieves by Karina Halley. Um, I got this as a part of an event that Steamy Lit did. You had to buy a book to go to the event, and so I chose this one. It was a choice between this and four other ones I cannot remember. Oh, Caught Up was one of the other ones, but I had already bought that, and so yeah, this is the one I got. I know this is the first in a series though, and I'm not gonna do that to myself. So I am waiting. I'm waiting until one or a couple more come out. All right, we also have The Liar's Crown by Abigail Owen. I got this one at Romantasy BookCon. It's also signed. I got it last year at Romantasy BookCon, so I've been putting this one off also because it is YA. I have to be in the mood for it. All right, we got Game of Veils by Eva Chase. I got this one at a Polycon as well, I believe. I know it is Why Choose or Reverse Harem, and yeah, sold. I don't even care about anything else. You say that about any book, I'm gonna buy it. So this is a series. It is a finished series. I just haven't bought the rest of them, and with as big as my TBR is, we're not even halfway through, y'all. I know that when I start this, I'm gonna want to continue the series, and that'll pause my TBR working, me working through my TBR, and so I'm trying to read the standalones first, and then I'll get into the series, or the series that I already own all of, and just haven't read, before I get into the first books in a series. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, we also have Things We Left Behind. Now, you might be saying, Gabby, isn't that like the last in a three book series? It is, yeah. I gave the first two to my friend Valerie, and she already owned the third, or had read the third, so I kept the third, but I'm not gonna read the third in a series. I actually should probably donate this. But anyway, that's another one. Okay, and then we have this novella from Amanda Boucher of Fate and Fire. It is one of the it's a book in the Kingmaker Chronicles. I have read those. I love them. I love that series. It was great. And so I saw that she was selling this, and I was like, oh, I have to buy that. And it was at Romantasy BookCon, so it's also signed. A lot of these books are signed, and it's crazy. I have not read them yet. But that's another one. Okay, we also have The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Lemonseller and The Darkness Within Us. Another way, I even have nameplates from her. Uh, I I haven't read it. I know that it is really good. People freak out about it. Um, so eventually, and the pretty sprayed edges, like, come on. Right. I also have The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. This one is also signed. It's another one I bought at Romantasy BookCon. It came with art, and she signed it, and it's just beautiful. Like, oh, Greek mythology, romance. Yeah, had to do it. So there's that one. Okay, this one is so pretty. The Female by M.B. Wright. Look at just, like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I am gonna read this one soon because this story seems so interesting. Right now, I cannot tell you what it's about because I can't remember, but I remember reading the summary and I was like, oh no, I need that. I think it's like a demon. There's demons and they capture her. Anyway, gonna read that. Okay, I also have A Spell for Heart Sickness by Alistair Reeves. I think I got this in a Fae crate. Another YA. So a lot of, there's a theme here. And it's gotta be the YA. Anyway, I'm gonna read that. We've also got Our Infinite Fates. I think this is also YA. I could be wrong, but I got this in another Fae crate subscription box. So there's that. Okay, these I got in an Arcane box, I think. I love Arcane. I canceled it and I don't know why. I should have. I'm trying to keep my book subscriptions down to like two. Two is my cap. Otherwise, I'll have 4 or 5, and I can't do that. So we have Black Rose by Karina Howley and Blood Orange by Karina Howley. Yeah, these are just gorgeous. Like, ugh. Anyway, I also have Gothicana. I have had this on my TBR for so long. I feel like when I got into reading is when I bought this. But it's a dark romance by Runix. I'm gonna read it. The theme of this video, I'm gonna read it. Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. I got this in I don't think it was Fake Crate. It was a book subscription box. I am so bad at remembering these, y'all. But yeah, this is so pretty. Metal Slinger, I know people freak out all over TikTok, Instagram. But that's another one that it was Fairy Loot. That's another one that I think there's another one coming out, right? And so I don't want to start something if it's not finished, because it just hurts. It hurts too much. I can't do it to myself. So got Metal Slinger. All right, we also have Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer. It's beautiful and it has assassins. Like, come on. I'm excited for that. Okay, Where She Unravels by Gabrielle Sands. It's my name. This one is so pretty too. This texture, you guys probably can't see, but it's like suede. Oh, yeah, I love it so much. Dropped a sticker. It came in one of my book subscription boxes again. Woo! Gonna knock some over. Oh my gosh. Okay, we also have The Stars Are Dying. I know this is one that comes in a book subscription, but I actually got it at a indie bookstore in DeLand called the Family Bookshop. They have used books. They have a ton of horror, Stephen King, and some newer books. So this is where I got that. It's a super small bookstore. If you guys are ever in DeLand, definitely go there, support. But yeah, got this one. All right, we have House of the Beast by Michelle Wong. This is another one I got at the Nerd Fam table at Books, Gowns, and Crowns. Again, I said, give me spice. And they said, do you like animals? I said, yeah. They said, okay, here you go. So hopefully I'm remembering that correctly, but that's that. Okay, and this one is so pretty. Savage Balloons. I got this in a Fairy Loot box again. Like, look at these edges. Oh, yeah, it's so pretty. So this is another special edition I have not read. Okay. People freak out about these, but One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This woman, I know I'm gonna love her books. I know they're not spicy. I'm not even gonna care about that. I'm so nervous because what if I don't like it? What if it's so hyped up and people like it so much and I don't, and then people get mad at me? So I haven't read this because I'm a little scared, but I will get to those. Okay, next up, The Sacrifice by Chantal Tessier. I read the first book in this series, and I listened to it. The audiobook is incredible. Oh, I loved it so much. And it was a lot though. It was pretty dark for me, and so I couldn't go right into this. And I just have been waiting until I'm in that mindset where I'm ready for a dark romance again. But I love her writing. I love that book. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it so much. So I am excited for this one. We have The Sacrifice, and then I also have The Sinner. This is one, yeah, I bought all three because I knew I would love them. I love dark romance, so it wasn't hard. It wasn't a sacrifice on my part to buy all these, but The Sinner I have also. All right, and then we have Wicked Believer by Kate Bollinger. I read original Sinner. This is like um, Lucifer and his siblings live in the mortal world, and there's a human that gets tangled up in it, and so it's pretty good. I just haven't gotten to the second one yet because I started reading some arcs, and so I'm excited for that one. Check it out. All right, this one I have not started because the second one is coming out, I think next week or 2 weeks from now. And like I said, don't like reading unfinished series or duets. But Kiss of the Basilisk, I am so excited to read this. I heard it's insane and like crazy spicy. So I think I'm gonna read this month. So we'll see how that goes. But Kiss of the Basilisk by Lindsay Straub. Okay, I also have Direbound by Sable Sorensen. This is written by two sisters. Their pen name is Sable Sorensen. And I met them at Romantasy BookCon. They signed it for me. They were very nice and very sweet. They both weren't going to be able to attend because it was one of their birthdays, and she has the same birthday as my husband. I thought that was crazy. So I'm gonna read that. Okay, next we have Blood Mercy by Bella Roth. I got this at a Polycon as well. It is signed. It's another series, and I know I'm going to love it. I just don't have the rest of the series in my possession, and so I haven't started it yet, but I am excited to, and I love this cover. Look. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, next up we have More Danielle L. Jensen. We have A Fate Inked in Blood and A Curse Carved in Bone. This is a finished duet. I um, just haven't gotten to it, and I'm so glad that I already own two of them. I love a duet because, like, a series, you don't want to start because either it's unfinished, there's going to be a lot more books, or like it's a huge endeavor. Duets, they're perfect. I love a duet. I also love a standalone, but sometimes, you need a little more. Next up, I have the Fae of Raywith series. This is the series Omnibus by Emily Blackwood. It's so pretty. It's huge. Um, I got it at Romantasy BookCon in 2024, I think. 2024. And so it is signed. There's a lot of art in here. Um, yeah, I am excited to get into this. She's an indie author, so check her out. But I am excited. Okay, this is a book one of my best friends, Pam, got me. It's called A Book Thief. This is a signed copy. I I know it's good, but I just haven't gotten into it yet because I know it's not spicy, and I do, like I said, your girl needs spice, okay? It is my weakness. All right, another one from my friend Pam, Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I love Greek mythology, like books and retellings, so this is all I know about that, but I am excited about it. It's been on my TBR for probably a solid 3 years. I think she gave these books to me at Christmas time in like 2023. So I have The Mist Thief, The Ever Queen, and The Ever King. This Everyone freaks out about this series. I met LJ Andrews at Romantasy BookCon in 2024, so this is where I got those books. They are all signed, and they are very pretty. I Yeah, I just haven't gotten to them. This is one I own the whole series, so what is my excuse? I don't know. I think I will be reading these pretty soon though. Okay, next up we have Hellfire by Mariel Pomeroy. This one looks so cool. I think it's a vampire um situation, but yeah, this is so cool. I think I got this from the Bookish Box, my Bookish Box subscription. But like, come on. That is so beautiful. Oh, yeah. I will be reading this soon because I think it's a standalone and easy. All right, we also have Firebird by Juliet Cross. I read The Wraith King by her and really liked it, and she's very nice. And yeah, so I got this in another book subscription box. It's really pretty. A lot of my books on my TBR are special editions. I think I'm just like nervous to read my special editions because what if I don't like them? I'm sure I will, but okay, we also have Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. I have had this one for not too long because it's not like an old release, but yeah, it is a standalone. It goes in between her other interconnected duet series, like the Serpent, Ashes, those books. So I'm excited to read that. Okay, this book my grandma got me, and I am just nervous to start it because my grandma passed away last year, and I like having something that she gave me I have not read yet. And so this is Incubus Caged by A.H. Lee. Um, I know nothing about this other than I love an Incubus story, so I'm very excited for that one. All right, we have Long Live by V.B. Lacey. This is another book I got at Romantasy BookCon last year. It was my first book convention, and so I went crazy buying books. I think I bought like 30 books or something. So this was one of them. It is the first in a series. We know how that goes. All right, and we have The High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulford. This is the first in a series. Again, we know how it goes. All right, we also have The Return by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This was one of the books included in the ApollyCon like swag bag last year, and so volunteers got a copy as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, another first in the series, The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. I know I'm gonna love this. I know I'm gonna love this book. I am just nervous to start it. There's, I think, 5 books. The last one just came out or is about to come out. So I am really excited for this series. I know it's gonna be. I know I'm gonna love it. I know it's gonna be one of those like one of my favorite series. So I am excited. I just have not gotten to it yet. Okay, we have One Little Nightmare by Dawn Darling. I met her at Romantasy BookCon again, but it was this most recent one, like a couple weeks ago in 2025. So I am excited for that. She was very nice, and like this is a beautiful, cover. It's got the foiling. I'm really excited for that. Okay, also another one I got at Romantasy BookCon. I don't know how to pronounce this. Eidolon by Grace Draven. This is the second in her series. She was sold out of the first one, so got the second one because I was like, well, I know I'm gonna love your books. Everyone raves about them, and so got the second one. Okay, we also have the Prince of Bloodshed and Wielder of Shadows in the Daughter of Darkness series by Ali Cole. I got these at Romantasy BookCon, and yeah, she said they were like dark, and that was all I needed. I love a dark romance, so got these two, and yeah, she was just really nice. Her husband was funny too. He took like a billion photos, and in one of them, she's like, you could see her say like, "Stop." So yeah, I'm excited for these. All right, next we have Rain and Ruin by JD Evans. There was a creator on TikTok or Instagram who was raving about this series, and I cannot remember who it was. I really wish I could. I would tag her, but yeah, I'm really excited for this. They are interconnected standalones, and she sells signed copies on her Etsy. So if you ever want a signed copy of one of these, just go to her Etsy. I'll link it in the description below. But yeah, really excited for that. Okay, these are really heavy. These are special editions from Callista Neath. We've got Invoking the Blood is the first book, and then A Trial of Lace and Bone. And it came with a lot of art that I'm not going to show you because it is NSFW. But yeah, these are gorgeous. She had so many options to choose from, and I'm not good with decisions, and so I got two of these. Yeah, I'm really excited. She's very cool. She has a great setup too, so I'm excited for these. Okay, I also have some Harper L. Woods. I've got The Coven and The Cursed. This is the first two in a series. I don't know how many are actually in it, but I haven't started these. I don't know really anything about them other than I assume it's about witches, right? So The Coven and The Cursed. But yeah, got those. Okay, we also have House of Frank by Kay Sinclair. This, I think, is another YA. It came in Fake Rate, my Fake Rate subscription, so it's very pretty. That's another one we've got. Also, Illusions of Fire by Nisha Sharma, another Fake Rate book. And A Bone in the Teeth. I think this is MM. Looks like it's MM, but it's like mermaids, and so I'm excited for that. It's another Fake Rate book. Okay, next I have this is the fourth and fifth, I think, in the Game of Thrones series. That is not what it's called, but I don't actually know the name of the series. But we have A Dance with Dragons and A Feast for Crows by George R. R. Martin. Me and my friend Pam are reading through this, or we said we were going to read through this. I think we both kind of stalled out on the third book. They are huge. They're huge, and they're really good, but dense, man. And, Outlander took me a year to get through, so who knows how long these will take for me to get through, but we got those. Also, we have Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. I think this is the first book in her Black Dagger Brotherhood. Yeah, in the Black Dagger Brotherhood. And I met her at a Polycon. She is so funny. I mean, that woman cracks me up, dude. But she signed this copy. Yeah, another one I got from the family bookshop in DeLand. Got it used, so. Okay, we also have A Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. I added this to my wish list one year, and I got it for Christmas. I think Pam gave it to me. And yeah, nonfiction, it takes me a minute to get to my nonfictions. So I will eventually read it. We also have Falling Away by Penelope Douglas. This is a book I got when I was in my very, very early 20s, if not when I was like 19 or 18. I love Penelope Douglas. This is another signed copy she signed for me at a Polycon. Um, it's an older book of hers, and yeah, I have not read it yet, but I'm going to. If only because I would love to see how her old books are. Before her Credence and Birthday Girl era. Okay, we also have Things You Won't Say by Sarah Pekkanen. Genuinely, I have no idea what this is about. I can't even remember where I got it. But I own it and have not read it. Okay, next we have What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. I have a lot of Harper L. Woods, it looks like. But yeah, I love a fantasy series, so that's what we got. It's the first in a series, so again, putting her off. All right, we have Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. I think this is sapphic and spooky. I don't know anything about it, but again, heard it's good. So you tell me it's good and spicy, I'm gonna buy it. I hope it's spicy. I actually don't know. Anyway, got that. Okay, we also have Gravity by Sarah Kate. I love Sarah Kate. I have a ton of her books. I'm on her her audio listening team, advanced listening team, ALC, her ALC team. But yeah, I love Sarah Kate so much. So excited for this one. Okay, we also have Husband Material. I just finished Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. Um, and it was cute. It was not as eventful as I would have liked. It was a classic rom-com, so like nothing big, huge happened, right? But I did want a little more. It was good though, so I will probably read this. Okay, and then we have Three Dark Crowns by Kendari Blake. I met her at Books, Gowns, and Crowns. Um, she did sign the book, gave us some tarot cards. So yeah, she was really nice. But I know this is YA, and so yeah, I didn't buy the whole series at once because you know we know how that goes. I have to be in the mood for it, y'all. Okay, and then we have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Um, it's just like one of those books you have to read, So I got it, and I do plan on reading this soon. It's not too long, so should not take me too too long to get through. But yeah, we also have Saddle Up Cowboy by Sadie Rena. I think I'm pronouncing that right. This was one of the books in the swag bag at a Polycon last year. Volunteers do get a little bit of swag. I think it just depends on like their quantities and how willing other authors are to give out books. So that is another one. Okay, we also have A Curse of Scales and Flame by Max Walker. This is MM, has dragons. Um, yeah, I am nervous to read this, though I don't know why. I have seen a few people on my like on my FYP and stuff talking about this book though, so hopefully it's good. Okay, I think we know why I haven't read this one yet, but A Subtle Art of Not Giving Up by Mark Manson. I am not a nonfiction girl. I will read maybe one a year, and I have already surpassed that. So maybe I'll read it soon. Spark of the Everflame, and actually, this is one I have the whole series. Are there more coming out? Hold on, there might be more coming out. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad that I have not started reading this because I think there are more coming out. But yeah, this one is signed. I worked her table at Romantasy BookCon in 2024. She's very nice. These two I bought at bookstores, so they're not signed. But this is one I have all of the released so far books, I believe. Okay, and then I'm currently reading Bride, and I'm loving this so far. I'm on page 62. Um, yeah, this is so cool. I love Ali Hazelwood, so anything that woman writes, I will read it. But that is my whole TBR. If you're still here, thank you. That was a lot of books, and I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Um, I don't know what the final tally is I'll put up on the screen, but I'm sure it is outrageous just by the sheer number of books I am surrounded by right now. So feel free to bully me into reading them in the comments, because something needs to change here. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you will like and subscribe and stick around for some more videos. Thank you!